Even though dogs are arguably the most popular pet on the planet, there are still a lot of weird, slightly unsettling things most people don't know about them. Like, did you know the real reason they smile can actually be kind of scary? Or that they have a secret extra organ hidden inside their mouth that gives them superpowers? And believe it or not, they have a bone in their body in the weirdest place you can possibly imagine. Today, we are going to learn the truth about all of these mysteries. But first, let's start with a fact that proves your dog might just be smarter than a toddler. 1. The canine calculator. Dogs can do math. It sounds crazy, right? You look at your dog chasing their tail and think, there's no way this goofball understands numbers. But science begs to differ. There was a fascinating study where researchers showed a dog a treat and then hid it behind a small screen. Then they showed the dog a second treat and placed that one behind the screen too. So, simple addition, 1 plus 1 equals 2. When they removed the screen to reveal two treats, the dogs looked at it for a normal amount of time. They were bored. It was what they expected. However, the researchers then started tricking them. They would secretly add an extra treat or remove one, so when the screen dropped, there was either one treat or three. The dogs stared significantly longer at these impossible results. This reaction, looking longer at something unexpected, is the same metric scientists use to test cognitive development in human babies. It signifies that the dog was mentally calculating, wait a minute, the math isn't mathing here. Why do they need this skill? It likely evolved so mother dogs could count their puppies and know instantly if someone was missing. 2. The fingerprint on their face. Speaking of unique identities, let's talk about that wet nose booping you in the face. Did you know that a dog's nose print is as unique as a human fingerprint? If you look closely, you'll see a complex pattern of beads, ridges, and grooves. No two dogs on Earth have the same nose pattern. This isn't just useless trivia. There is actually technology being developed right now, a sort of Shazam for dogs, where you can scan a lost dog's nose print with your phone to identify them bypassing the need for microchips or collars. It's a biometric ID built right into their face. So in the future, unlocking your dog's crate might work just like unlocking your iPhone. 3. The superpower of the wet nose. While we are looking at the nose, have you ever wondered why it is always wet? It's not because they have a cold. The moisture serves a critical biological function. A dry nose is a bad nose when it comes to scent. The layer of mucus on a dog's nose acts like flypaper for scent particles. It absorbs the chemicals floating in the air. But here is where it gets weird. When a dog licks their nose, which they do constantly, they aren't just cleaning it. They are transferring those trapped scent particles from the outside of their nose to the inside of their mouth. Why? Because they have a secret extra organ located above the roof of their mouth called the Jacobson's organ or the vomeronasal organ. If you look inside your dog's mouth, you might see a tiny bump behind their top front teeth. That is the entrance. This organ allows them to taste smells, processing pheromones, and chemical signals that their regular nose might miss. It is literally a second nose inside their mouth. 4. The Frito feet phenomenon. Now let's move from the nose to the toes. Have you ever leaned in to kiss your dog's paw and caught a whiff of corn chips, maybe popcorn Fritos? You aren't imagining it. This is a nearly universal phenomenon known as Frito feet. It's not because your dog raided the pantry. The smell is a completely normal byproduct of bacteria, specifically Proteus or Pseudomonas. These bacteria occur naturally in our environment. Because dogs sweat through their paw pads, more on that later, the moisture mixes with the bacteria and yeast on their skin to create that distinct yeasty, salty snack smell. It's basically a sourdough starter growing between their toes. Unless the smell is overwhelmingly foul or the paw is red, it's harmless. Just maybe don't eat it. 5. The mystery of the third eyelid. Since we are examining their anatomy, look closely at their eyes next time they are sleeping. Have you ever seen a weird, fleshy film sliding across their eye? It looks alien. That is their third eyelid, scientifically known as the nictitating membrane. It sits in the inside corner of the eye and sweeps horizontally across the eyeball like a windshield wiper to clear away debris and spread tears. It also produces a significant portion of their tear film. Humans don't have this. We just have a tiny vestigial bump in the corner. But for dogs running through tall grass and brush, this extra shield is essential for protecting their vision. 6. The invisible sweat. Let's debunk a common misconception. You never see a dog dripping with sweat after a run like a human does. That is because they have a completely different cooling system. Their primary method of thermoregulation is panting. When they pant, they are rapidly evaporating moisture from their tongue mouth and the lining of their lungs. This evaporation pulls heat away from their core, acting like a built-in AC unit. However, they do have sweat glands. They are just located in a weird place, the bottom of their feet. This is why you might see wet little paw prints on the vet's exam table or on the floor on a really hot day. It's not enough to cool their whole body down, which is why heat stroke is such a risk for dogs. But it does help with grip, kind of like spitting on your hands before lifting a heavy weight. 7. Magnetic pooping. Okay, this is arguably the weirdest fact on this list, and it won an Ig Nobel Prize for biology. A team of European scientists spent 2 years watching 70 dogs poop. They recorded 1,893 defecations. That is dedication. What they found was mind-blowing. When the Earth's magnetic field was calm, meaning no solar flares or geomagnetic storms, dogs displayed a strong preference for aligning their bodies along the north-south axis while doing their business. They actively avoided facing east or west. This is the first time magnetic sensitivity was proven in dogs. We still don't know why they do it. Maybe it just feels right, like feng shui for pooping. But if your dog spins around 10 times before squatting, they might just be calibrating their internal compass. 8. The jealousy gene. We like to think of dogs as pure beings of unconditional love, but they have a petty side too. A study from scientists in Hungary confirmed what every multi-dog owner already knows. Dogs experience jealousy. In the experiment, dogs watched their owners interact with 3 different objects: a book, a plastic pumpkin, and a realistic-looking stuffed dog that barked and moved. When the owners ignored the real dog to play with the fake stuffed dog, the real dogs went crazy. They tried to push between the owner and the toy. They snapped, they whined. They didn't care about the book or the pumpkin. They only cared when their social standing was threatened by a perceived rival. They possess a complex social intelligence that demands fairness and undivided attention. 9. The bone in the weirdest place. This brings us to a fact about biology that is, well, unexpected. Male dogs have a bone where human males definitely do not. It is called the baculum. or the os penis. It is a bone located inside the penis. Its function is structural. It provides stiffness to assist with mating. However, scientists did bone scans and found something interesting. This bone isn't as dense as a leg bone. It has some flexibility to it, likely to reduce the risk of fracture during the chaotic process of mating. So yes, dogs literally have a boner, in the most anatomical sense of the word. 10. Lefties and righties. Just like humans, dogs have a dominant hand, or rather, a dominant paw. Scientists have found that dogs can be right-pawed, left-pawed, or ambidextrous. You can test this at home right now. Try the tape test stick, a small piece of masking tape on your dog's nose, and see which paw they use to swipe it off. Or try the step test, call your dog from a standing position, and see which leg they lead with. Interestingly, some studies suggest a correlation between paw preference and personality. Left-pawed dogs are sometimes found to be more anxious or reactive, while right-pawed dogs tend to be more confident and easygoing. It relates to the hemispheres of the brain. The left brain, which controls the right side, handles positive emotions, while the right brain, left side, handles fear and flight responses. 11. The surprise fathers. Here is a fact that sounds like the plot of a daytime soap opera. A female dog can have a litter of puppies that belong to multiple different fathers. It is a phenomenon called superfecundation. Because female dogs release multiple eggs during their fertile window, and that window lasts for several days if she mates with different male dogs. During that time, different eggs can be fertilized by different sperm. This means you could have a litter where 3 puppies are purebred golden retrievers and 3 puppies are golden lab mixes. They are technically half-siblings, sharing the same womb. It's rare, but it happens more often than you'd think in stray populations. 12. The guilty look is a lie. This is a new point that is crucial for every owner to know. We have all seen the videos of a dog looking guilty after tearing up a couch or eating the trash. They lower their head, tuck their ears, and show the whites of their eyes. We think, aha, he knows he was bad. But science says no. That look is not guilt. It is fear. Alexandra Horowitz, a cognitive scientist, ran a famous study where owners were told their dog ate a forbidden treat. The owners scolded the dogs, and the dogs gave the guilty look. The twist. Some of the dogs hadn't actually eaten the treat, they were innocent, but they still looked guilty when scolded. The look is a reaction to your anger, not an admission of their crime. They are using appeasement signals to say, please don't hurt me, not, I feel moral remorse. 13. The dreamers. Here is another new heartwarming fact. Do you ever watch your dog twitching, paddling their paws, or whimpering in their sleep? We assume they are dreaming, and we are right. But what are they dreaming about? Researchers at Harvard suggest that unlike humans who might dream about abstract things, dogs likely dream about their daily lives. Since their owners are the most important thing in their world, there is a very high probability that your dog is dreaming about you. They are dreaming about your face, your smell, and playing with you. The pointer is likely dreaming of birds. The Doberman is dreaming of chasing intruders, and your golden retriever is dreaming of cuddling. So when they twitch, they are likely reliving their favorite moments with their best friend. 14. The scary truth about the smile. And finally, we have to talk about the smile. We love to anthropomorphize our dogs. When we see a dog with its mouth open, corners turned up tongue, Lolling out, we think, oh, look, he's smiling, he's happy. And often, a relaxed open mouth is a sign of a happy, panting dog. But here is where it gets dangerous. Sometimes, what looks like a smile is actually a snarl or a grimace of fear. A dog that pulls its lips back horizontally to show its teeth might look like it's grinning, but in dog language, showing teeth is almost always a warning. It's a back-off signal. Furthermore, a dog that is panting with a wide, tight mouth, what is known as a stress pant, is not happy. They are terrified. Their smile is actually a grimace of anxiety. They pull the corners of their mouth back, called the commissures, when they are stressed. Misinterpreting this signal is the number one reason people, especially children, get bitten. They reach out to hug the smiling dog, not realizing the dog is screaming, "I am uncomfortable," in silent body language. So look at the eyes. Are they soft and relaxed? Or are they hard and wide? The mouth can lie, but the eyes tell the truth. Understanding these weird biological quirks changes everything. It shifts our perspective from, why is my dog being weird? To, oh, my dog is a complex biological machine navigating a human world. They act this way because their DNA tells them to, from the wolf circling the grass to the puppy calculating math. I want to take a moment to honor the complexity of these animals. I want you to go to the comments section right now and type your dog's name. Just their name. Whether they are currently sleeping at your feet or whether they are waiting for you at the Rainbow Bridge, let's fill the comments with the names of the dogs who have made our lives better. Tell us their name and the weirdest fact from this list that reminds you of them. Let's celebrate them today. I'll be reading through them and sending love to every single one. Thank you for watching, and give your genius math-doing, magnetic pooping pup a scratch behind the ears from us.